Commence primary ignition.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Life at Lightspeed podcast. My name is Colin.
And I'm Brooke.
We're here to talk about this new setup.
Yeah, what do you think? We got our own chairs.
Yes.
See, he has cooties.
Oh, really?
And so I needed my space.
No. I've been thinking about this possible setup for a while. So, yeah. Christmas came. Santa.
Yes. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to those who celebrate.
Yeah. And, we're just going to reflect on the year a tiny bit and then, talk about what's going on in the year 2026 because there's going to be a lot. But first and foremost, big shout out to the Virtual Cantina Network. They are an incredible group. We are sponsored by them, and 2026 is going to be out of this galaxy, guys. So go and get ready for next year. Go onto the website, virtualcantinanetwork.com, and you will find out a bunch of the upcoming events. And trust me, there's more in store. Trust me. But yeah, for news, real news, it's going to be about the new comic for Maul Shadow Lord. We got more insight of what that's going to be about. And then, yes. And then we got kind of a sneak peek of what's going to be going on with the Night Sisters. And it sounds like we'll be diving more into the culture of Night Sisters and Dathomir, which is always fascinating. But yeah, before we do that, let's talk about our wonderful son.
Talk about Hayden.
Yeah.
The reason you're all here. We have to celebrate his first Christmas.
His first Christmas.
I think he liked it. I think he's a very social kid. Like, it seems like whenever we're out with family or friends, like he just seems really happy. Like, I think he's gonna be like us and be really social.
Yes. Yeah,
good.
He just really fully started crawling a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
And
he's everywhere. He's pulling himself up on stuff. Boy won't sit still.
Yep. And for all those who, were, having bets of what his first word is, no, it's not Max Rebo. No, it's not Dada. It's Mama. Yep. That happened a couple of days ago. And I saw a video of it, it wasn't like fully there, but then when I heard it in person, it was like a full outlet, him saying Mama, which is absolutely insane. And I think something crazy about, having a kid is you are watching them grow constantly. I think every morning.
It's wild to think about the fact that he's only 7 months old.
Yeah.
Like, and how much he has changed in just a few months. Like, that first year of life is crazy. And they say, like, oh, it goes by so fast, but you don't realize how crazy and how fast they develop until you're seeing it. It's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's crazy. Every morning that we wake up, I notice something different because his hair is getting longer. So
he gets such a bad head.
Crazy. And he he's being more social. He's crawling a lot more. He just got some new toys that he's very, very fascinated with. And then he he fell in love with it was at your mom's Christmas. He got a couple of gifts there, but then he found this box and he fell in love with
Oh,
the
yeah.
box so much that he crawled inside of it. And
Yeah.
then I turned around the corner and they're just carrying him in inside of this cardboard box. Super cute.
It's
But
funny what kids will
yeah.
like. He loved red Solo cup in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Just leave it on the floor. He's like, I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, no, he is grown up so fast, and the doctor said that he's
Oh,
3
go
months.
ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, he is 3
Smart.
months advanced than the average baby. Because at this age he shouldn't be crawling or pulling himself up, and apparently his head is
Apparently he has a big head.
yeah. But yeah, no, he is doing great. So very very excited to see him. And then his godfather is actually coming over today. He's only met him once in person, so he's very very excited to see him. But yeah, but yes. So for news. For news wise, we are for Ahsoka season 2. There's still no release date, and we will be talking about all the upcoming projects for season for 2026. But sounds like we're gonna be diving deep into the more of the lore of the Night Sister culture in season
Which
2, which makes
I
sense.
gotta say, I'm really excited about because I think that the Night Sisters are so interesting, and it's one of those areas that we haven't really like dove into as much as I would have like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for more. I think they're far too interesting for us to just glaze past those.
Yes, I agree with that. And something that's really cool is that all the really big Night Sister episodes that were in the Clone Wars, George Lucas's daughter was behind those. Which was really, really, really cool that, it that it stayed in the family. But we've had some more Night Sister culture over the years, specifically because of Jedi Fallen Order. We spent time on a different part of Dathomir. And then we also had the character Marin, which became a fan favorite. She's fantastic. And then we had Ahsoka season 2. We also had Tales of the Empire. So yeah, no, we have had more insight.
We've had hints of it here,
Yeah.
there. We had some in the Clone Wars, but
We had some stuff in Star Wars Rebels as well.
yeah, like little bits and pieces. But I would love to like really, really deep dive into it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got more stuff going on with Maul Shadow Lord. So there's a comic coming out in March, and we know it takes place a year before the events of it's like all kind of leading up to the show, and the show takes place a year after Order 66, and this is kind of like the prequel to the show. And this is one of my most anticipated shows coming out. Now, this kind of gives us an insight of maybe when the release date is, because the release date hasn't been announced yet, but the comic is coming out in March, which to me, maybe it's going to come up before the show. So my guess is probably
that would make sense.
Probably around May.
I was gonna say, usually they have some kind of show coming out around the 4th.
Yeah.
Right? Have they announced any of those yet?
No, I mean, so we have the Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming out in May, 100%. You have Star Wars Day, which is always a
right.
A huge hit.
Something that drops on the 4th.
It's normally Tales.
Right. You think they're gonna do more of those?
They've done 4 now, and the past 3. Wait, hang on. Tales of the Jedi.
Empire.
Tales of the Empire. Oh yeah. So they've done 3, not 4. I don't know if I said 4. 3. Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Underworld. So we haven't had a 4th one yet.
Tales of the Night Sisters.
Yeah, but we kind of got that in Tales of the Empire. Like kind of.
A little bit, yeah.
we like learn more about their culture
Yeah.
in that. I really would like to um it's not that I want more I mean, they've already done stuff with Jedi.
I
I
mean, but there's so many more,
Tales
right?
Tales of the bounty hunters where it's like full out bounty hunters of the there was a very very cool story arc in the Clone Wars that was canceled, and it had Daniel Logan reprising the role of Boba Fett, and it was kind of like the origin story of how he got the dent in his helmet.
Mhm.
And there is a rough cut of that online, and I think some fans have fully animated it like in a realistic way. But basically Cad Bane takes Boba Fett underneath his wing, and then at the end of it, spoiler alert, there's like a shootout, and they have like um they have like a fair kind of like fight, and they both shoot each other at the same time. Boba Fett shoots Cad Bane in the head. Cad Bane shoots him in the head, but he's wearing a helmet, and the blast was so strong that it dented the helmet. But for Cad Bane, it's hinted at that that's canon because we see that in the Book of Boba Fett, he's got that patch on his head, and the Bad Batch as well. When we do see Cad Bane return, and he takes off his hat, you do see he's got that patch on his head as well. That that he got shot in the head. So I would love to see that in the next Tales. I think that would be very, very exciting. And fans have been asking for that. And actually, at Star Wars Celebration this year, they actually showed a animated short, um, a clip of that arc because it's Anakin chasing Boba Fett through the streets of Coruscant. And Boba's got like almost his like full out Mandalorian gear.
Uh-huh.
So I would love to I would love to see that. And in the next Tales. Having bounty hunters would be very, very cool. But
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm the only one out there, but yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of bounty hunters that you see like little snippets of and
Yeah.
certain things, but you don't really like deep dive into it. Like there was that one episode in Clone Wars where they all kind of got together, like the game, like
Yeah.
the cube or whatever. And so that was one of my first introductions to like
Oh, okay.
realizing how many of them there were and how they're like very distinct and not just like a random like person,
Yeah. I think, well, yeah. So if they did Tales of the Bounty Hunters, right? They do Boba Fett, but then go to sequel era and maybe do a bounty hunter from the sequel era, and there might be like a crossover with like Ray or something. Because when you go to Maz Kanata's castle, there's a lot of interesting
Oh yeah.
characters in there, and then also seeing that period in the Clone Wars animation would be very cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like they've kind of not done a whole lot sequel era lately.
Yeah, it's
Like, I
just
wonder if I don't want to say trying to fix it, but like maybe make it a little more cohesive.
that's what they're doing with
Yeah.
all of the different Mandoverse stuff because
Yeah.
that's all leading to it, and throughout every season we get more hints and hints of the sequels.
Right.
Because in season 3 we got the Praetorian Guards.
Yep.
We got hints of the cloning process with Snoke.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah.
And
So
something like I think I talked about this before, how like I was not privy to that, or I just didn't realize that that's what all that was until Mando came out.
yeah.
And I was like, it's like a lot of the stuff that was in the sequels that I felt like it didn't make sense to me suddenly were like making sense.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that, and I think that's what the show has been doing, and not just Mando, but with the Book of Boba and with Ahsoka season 1, and now season 2 coming out, and season 2 just looks chaotic in the most fun way. I remember hearing and seeing the concept art trailer that they had at Celebration. It was like, okay, all right, and there's one particular shot where Chopper has a blaster, and seeing that in live action is just going to be so cool. But yeah, so that's that's really the major news. But I want to talk about um you know our greatest hits that we had this year, and racking up at number one is our son being born, um, on May 18th. Which, funny enough, it was supposed to be May 14th, which is
That was his due date.
that was George Lucas's birthday, and then as
Said no.
yep, and as it got further, I was on the edge of my seat to see if his birthday was going to be on my birthday.
Right, 'cause your birthday's the 20th.
Yep, and that birthday, that day in particular, would just be a lot because not only would it be my birthday and his birthday, but I also have a twin sister. For those who didn't know, so that would be very interesting of just the three of us sharing a birthday. But yeah,
Nope, he got his own day.
you uh, for me, just I think I've come a long way for of getting into this realm of the Star Wars community. I did a lot of interviews this year.
You
I
did.
did. Rebel Scum Con in particular was a huge highlight. I cannot wait till next year. It's going to be a blast. And if I didn't go there, I wouldn't have met um the people over at the virtual cantina network officially, and actually getting to know the team, and Spencer and Kathy and Mark um and AJ and all of them are just phenomenal people. And then meeting the team of Rebel Scum Con uh is it's just been remarkable. And there's a couple of big people to thank. Uh Ted from Countdown City Geeks has been my mentor figure a lot this year. I've learned a lot from him. I as he says, I conquered San Diego Comic Con, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without him and my friend David. Huge shout out to the both of them. And um my goal is to do a lot more next year. My droid's almost done. Uh, Fingers crossed it will be done for New Year's Eve. I've learned a lot from that phone. Just does not want to sit. I've I've learned a lot about droid building, and I want to continue learning so I can get better. Because eventually, Hayden will want to get into some type of project, and I think this has helped. And I think one big goal for me next year is just being more patient than you know what I've been doing, and being more organized. Um I think that's like my major goal is just being more organized, just because we have a lot going on in our lives. And
Yeah.
and I think that the balance was going back and forth pretty much all year. And my mindset is to be more organized going into next year, focusing more on my small business of latch hooking as well. um just because it's my passion, I love it, and I really want to do more, which I've been talking with Nate, Captain Nader, who who is such a phenomenal guy. And we got big plans for next year, so stay tuned for that, for people you know who want screen accurate Wookiee masks and Wookiee suits. We got a lot of content coming your way, and we also have a lot of surprises, so stay tuned for that. And then with my involvement for the 501st, I've been the PR officer, and I think I've done good, but again, being more organized going into next year is the plan, just because it's a lot.
You had a lot of stuff going on.
I had a lot.
This year.
I took a lot on, and I think it was just me having that mindset of being like, yeah, I can do this. And I think I did, but I feel like I could have done more um uh more in an efficient way. And next year, you know, I think I'm going to have more of that mindset of, I'm finding that balance and, sometimes saying no. Like
Oh, yeah.
like sometimes you got to say no, and I want to be at 12 places at once sometimes. And uh I think I'm going to,
We unfortunately have not mastered the cloning process here. However, um,
yeah.
if you're close, let us know. 'Cause I think that would be
Yeah. Um but, you know, when you're in this life um and you have a family and you're doing all that, I think balance is very important. And today is, and this will be relevant. Today is Justin Sonfield's birthday, and he's a huge inspiration of mine. And he made a post that really made me, um, it really inspired me to do something, and I'll be announcing it, here soon. But he's he lives life and in the most glorious way, and he just, yeah, he is a remarkable human being. But not just that, he has also given me some great advice for being a dad, and and for doing more in the 501st and all that. So Justin, happy birthday.
happy
But yeah,
birthday.
and yeah, I'm just excited for all the crazy stuff going on next year, all the fun stuff. I turn 30 next year,
Ooh,
which is absolutely insane.
so old.
Yeah, I don't act like it, but but yeah,
But a number.
yeah. So yeah, my main goal of going into next year is just to be more focused and more organized.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh
I feel
man.
like I rambled on there. Sorry.
Having a kid took up my entire year.
Yeah.
I really didn't have, and I'm not complaining. I didn't really have the bandwidth to take on a lot of stuff this year. Um, so honestly, next year I'm really looking forward to having a little more freedom because Hayden's going to be older, a little more self sufficient. That he obviously he's still going to require care, but not as much. He can do his own thing now. He plays with toys, and so there's a little more wiggle room for me to
Yeah.
do more things,
No.
but also do more things with him. Right? As a newborn, they sleep in your arms and they're super cute and adorable. But
Yeah.
next year, he's gonna turn 1 in May, and he's gonna start
Yeah.
doing stuff, being a little more attentive, and so I'm excited.
I'm
Every
excited.
stage
Yeah.
is both exciting and sad because I look at pictures and I'm like, oh my god, he used to be so small.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's exciting as he grows and wants to do more things and is like, I don't know, recognizes you, like,
Yeah. I'm very excited for us to do more things with Hayden because every day he's getting older, which means there's more opportunities for him to go and do more things. And we are taking him to Disney in the first couple of weeks of January. I'm very excited for that. He won't be able to ride Rise of the Resistance or Smuggler's Run, but of just him being there.
Gypped the kids at Galaxy's Edge.
Come on,
What the heck?
let them do a ride, a bantha ride or something, like where it goes in circles. Yeah,
Rise of the Resistance, they just got rid of that drop, which I hate.
I love that drop.
Oh, do I?
I love that drop.
I hate drop. I hate droppy. I will ride coaster. I don't. You can flip me. I don't care.
Really?
You drop me? Tower of Terror is my worst nightmare. The worst thing that has ever happened to
You're
me
fine.
was when I rode it for the first and only time. I said, that's it. I'm surprised I got off. I'm pretty sure I left a piece of my soul.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I braced myself on. I ride Rise because it's an incredible ride. But whenever I get to that stupid drop, I'm just like, oh dear Lord.
That's fair. Yeah,
insight into me.
Yeah, you, and this year too. You are the greatest mother that Hayden could have ever asked for. you put 110% into everything that you do, and you make me want to do better. You make me want to, be a better father, and so does Hayden. And um I try and live up to that every day. And you are the rock that holds this family together. You are. I love you so much, and I can't wait for
I
the
love you
upcoming
too.
Avengers that we
Yeah.
have next year. Yeah,
Same.
yeah. But yeah, so your goals for next year is just to
Oh, survive. I think that's it. I don't make New Year's resolutions. Basically, they're always just to be happier because, life is
yeah,
tough. Life is tough, especially right
it is.
now. Things are expensive. It's getting a little harder for people to do things. Um, so every year, I'm just like, you know what? My goal is to just be happier, to try to not dwell on things as much. Just,
Yeah.
you know,
But yeah, so the big Star Wars things coming out next year, and I guess Star Wars related. We have the Lucas Arts.
the museum.
Yep, that's coming. That will be available to the public in the fall of next year, which is super super exciting. I want to do an episode soon where we just dive into everything announced, and just being at the panel too was just absolutely phenomenal. It was awesome. And then in May, you have the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Hayden's
Um,
birthday, the
yep,
most important day.
I'll be announcing a big project that I'm gonna be doing, and it involves something that that's gonna be going into the category of where I said I want to be more organized, because
What could it be?
there will be a lot. So I will be announcing that within the next couple of days. And then you have Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. There is no official release date for that, but the speculation is that it will be in the beginning of the year. And then you have
How do you
the
define the beginning of the year? Like first half, first couple months,
uh, okay, I'll take that back. I'm gonna say spring.
spring. Okay.
Spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna
Um,
say first few months.
yeah,
I'd say that's to
yeah.
March.
Just because the prequel comic is coming out
Coming
in
out in
March,
March.
so my guess is
So
probably
that's
either
the
April
beginning
or
of the
May.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you have the Ninth Jedi show, which that's from like Star Wars Visions, and it will be a full show. But what's really cool is that the show's not canon. So they
Ooh,
and
freedom.
and this is gonna be like a real like full out animated full length show. So I'm really, really excited to see of what they end up doing with it, and if that inspires them to do more non-canon shows. Because
Mhm.
I think people would love like a full out live action or animated Force Unleashed show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
That
Sam,
video game. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sam, that video game changed everything. No, but Sam Witwer would, most likely come back for that. And he loves that character. And they actually talked about that at the Force Unleashed panel over at Rebel Scum Con. But yeah,
That is a really interesting question, though, to bring up making non-canon content. Like, is
I'm fine with it.
there a want and need for that, or is it going to get too confusing?
I don't think so. Because if you look at the What If series for Marvel,
Yeah.
that's technically part of the multiverse and
Right.
MCU
Technically,
stuff.
everything in Marvel is canon
Right.
because of the multiverse.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I do love that.
Yeah.
So I could essentially see like a what if series or whatever Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what if yeah. Like what if Leia was the one who went to live on Tatooine instead of Luke?
There is a lot of different
Ooh,
possibilities
actually,
of stuff
I
that they
want
could
that.
do. I mean, yeah.
I
No.
want to start exploring that. What if Padme had agreed with Anakin and kind of turned to the dark side?
Or, what if Max Rebo was more involved?
Okay.
Well,
In what?
just everything.
In everything.
Everything. I want him in everything.
Everything.
But anyway, and then you have, we are getting into the game territory. You have Star Wars Galactic Racer, which is coming
Is
out.
that next year?
That is next year. I'm very, very excited for that. And then you have Star Wars Zero Company. That's the game that takes place during the Clone Wars, and it's like a strategic game.
With the cards?
No,
different.
it's a video game, but it sounds like you'll be able to do a lot in there. Some customization in a way. Sounds like I just love the whole customization project. I mean,
Yeah.
of that
I
process,
just had
and
a
I just
thought.
want
What if
more.
we had like a Clone Wars era game where like you got to create your own Jedi?
There was
There was.
a online game. It was kind of like RuneScape, but it
Oh,
was the
sure.
Clone Wars.
Ah,
And Hunter and I
Bring it
were, I feel like we talk about that game every so often, but I love that game.
Huh.
That game was a
Okay.
lot of fun.
how about we revisit that?
Yeah. And then we have the Star Wars Unlimited expansions. No, that's a card game.
Okay.
They'll be adding more to it, but the reason why that I didn't bring up Ahsoka season 2 is because that that there's no official date on it yet, and
For next year.
yes, they have not said that it's officially coming out next
Oh,
year.
they haven't officially announced like a year even. There's
Yeah.
nothing on it.
Nothing on it.
Oh man. Have
Yeah.
they announced that they've like wrapped up shooting?
Yeah, they.
Okay.
I'm curious of why they haven't announced that it's coming out this year.
I can't even imagine how much time it takes to do the editing
Yeah.
and the graphics and all that stuff.
Well, it's to me, it's more, I think this is the show. I think this season, because last season they were re-establishing characters and storylines, and I think that he's gonna be I mean, not he, but I'm taking that you're seeing Hayden is waking up probably.
We're about to lose.
Oh
that
no.
roulette.
Oh no. We can wrap up. But yeah, with Ahsoka season 2, I think because in season 1 all of the characters were established and reestablished, and I think with season 2, I think they will be like, all right, put on your seatbelts, buckle up, let's go into light speed, because there's so much ground to cover. And I think with the planet that they're on is just uh it's gonna open up more mystery, especially with how Balin Skull was just standing on the statue of the father from the of the Mortis arc, and then just all of the rumors and just
I have
everything.
a lot of questions about like that planet,
Yeah.
galaxy,
I
how it's all connected.
I think we're gonna learn a lot. I think we're gonna, just learn. I love that too, is that every single time a new Star Wars project comes out, we learn more about the galaxy and we get more lore with it. So yeah, season 2 is gonna be absolutely insane. No official release date on that, but I am excited to see where it goes. And we know that at one point, Grand Admiral Thrawn and Admiral Akbar are gonna have a huge, fight. In space, it's gonna be phenomenal.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to see more of?
What?
Ahsoka.
Yeah.
In her own show. Yeah. I've discussed this.
From what they said is that it's gonna bounce from the perspective of the characters that are on or that are in the
Yeah.
other galaxy, and then jump to Ezra and Hera, who are dealing with all the chaos in the galaxy that we know.
Right. I mean, you have to.
Yeah. But I personally think that it should have been I mean, when you hear the show Ahsoka, like it's like, oh, like Ahsoka, but this season felt more of the first season felt more of like that Star Wars Rebels vibe.
And that's fine. Like
There's nothing wrong with
it's a
that. I love
good
Star Wars Rebels.
show.
Yeah.
Just like if you just look at the show, good show. If you look at it from like this show is called Ahsoka, it should be about Ahsoka. Was not.
I now I think we did get a decent amount of Ahsoka stuff, but
yes, I'm not gonna say we didn't get any.
I'm
But
just
if you look at it as a whole, this is my opinion. It's okay if you don't agree.
yeah.
This is just
Yeah.
my opinion as someone who loves Ahsoka and she's my favorite Star Wars character. If I'm gonna sit down and watch a show about her, I felt like she was not quite the main focus.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me, it felt more like Sabine and her upbringing and finding Ezra. Like that was the main goal. And yeah, Ahsoka was there, but it felt more like she was just kind of there to help them along.
So there was a show a while ago that was going to be planned and focused on the character Cara Dune, and it was called Rangers of the New Republic.
Okay.
And then when everything went down
Sure.
with and
Stop that.
yep, they kind of at one point there was a rumor that Hera was going to take over and she was going to be the main character of the show. And I think maybe they took some things from that plot of the show and maybe they put it into Ahsoka. So maybe that's why it kind of feels, there's a lot going on there. And I would have loved to see Rangers of the New Republic. I would have loved to dive more into it. And we do in The Mandalorian and we do in Ahsoka season 1. But I think having a show fully focused on the aspect of where, it's not, about the Force users and everything, I think where it's like that main focus of where we're focused on the aspect of the New Republic rebuilding and the corruption of it more than what we got in The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. But yeah, so those are all the big major projects coming out. I really hope we get something with Indiana Jones because I love Indiana Jones. There is the new ride, but I don't think it's coming out next year. Yes, and
I haven't been keeping up with.
And there are the new missions over at Smuggler's Run that is coming out the same week as the movie comes out for the Mandalorian Grogu. So yeah.
I think it's time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, thank you so much for listening. This is our last show, and there's gonna be a big thing
for this year.
Yeah, for this year. We'll see you next year. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
who else is tired of hearing that every year?
there's gonna be a big virtual cantina thing happening soon, I believe within the next couple of days. So just keep your eye on the socials and everything. But yeah, do you have anything to end on?
Just I hope you all had a lovely year, and I hope you all have a fantastic next year. And I just, like I said, I don't do New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
But I would be lying if I said there wasn't like a feeling of like a freshness of like a kind of like a reset when the year starts over is kind of like, you reflect, right? You reflect on what you've done and what you hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of, it's a good feeling. It's kind of like like you take a breath.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You go on.
Yeah. And we're actually going to be doing a video here soon of the cantina as well, because we want to show off all the hard work that we put into and then our friends that have helped us with as well.
You put a lot of hard work into this.
It's
great.
Yeah.
We have a really cool hangout spot
and
workspace and escapism.
There you go. Yeah. So we love you all. Happy holidays. We'll see you next year. May the Force be with you.
Forever and always.
Forever and always. Maybe. There we go.
Are we still here? Bye.